They told me to grow a pair. So I did. Yep, homegrown. That's what my wife says. My wife says mine are homegrown. And yeah, I did. I have. And if I can get rid of the other pair, that would be amazing. Oh, hey, I almost didn't see you there. I'm so sorry. Kind of busy running this cafe, and I was kind of buried underneath all of these memes. Oh, you want to see them? Well, all right, here you go. Harry Potter based already. I'm going back to Animorphs. Is K.A. Applegated Turf? I bet not. Oh, thank you for this. I'm the parent of a trans woman, age 20, and I'm grateful for your powerful words. Guys, let's get back into Animorphs. They are all free to read with Applegate's permission on the Animorphs website. Oh yeah, baby! Huh, you know, growing up, I always saw the Animorphs, like, books, and I think there was a TV show as well, and I watched a couple episodes of that. Maybe it's time to get back into Animorphs. Just maybe. Becoming a girl. No, why would I want that? Becoming a girl in a girl group. Okay, wait, no, yeah, there we go. Yes, please. Yeah, listen, nothing really beats Euphoria more than just like being asked to go out on girls' night whenever it's just like my wife and like her friends are going and doing things. It's absolutely amazing when I get included and they're just like, hey, Kat, would you like to go bowling with the girls? Or hey, would you like to go out clubbing with us? Or just whatever it may be. I mean, T doesn't go club, but still, if I ever got asked to go out to a bar and just like dance with the rest of the girls, I 100% am taking it. And honestly, like, ugh, it's so great. Now, if only I can get the girls to go play some Magic the Gathering. That would be amazing. That or start a D&D group. I don't know which, but either one would be fun. Transmasc trying to use the public restroom to be like, stinky, dirty, piss stains everywhere, no privacy. Crippling dysphoria. I'll just hold it. Yeah, I kind of feel that way, especially like whenever I'm going into the men's restroom because it's not even just like stinky, dirty piss stains everywhere. I mean, okay, well there's that. But at the same time, like, do you know how many times I've gone into the men's restroom, gone into the stall, did my thing, walked out for a man to just be staring at me as I'm walking out as he's peeing? And it's just like, why are you looking? Why are you looking? What are you doing? Anyways, but it's felt, and like every time I got into the women's restroom, usually not bad, like honestly not bad experiences because I'm in there by myself, but sometimes like I just get women who just go, the fuck are you doing here? I'm just like, I'm here to pee, I'm just here to pee. Growing up is realizing that Ginny gave off major trans vibes. Ginny, call me Ginny. I changed my name to Ginny, remember? Remember when you were steam powered? You need to treat your body with more respect. What's under respect? Nobody in their right mind would want a body like mine. She called me her daughter. I remember when that show was coming out, and like I remember each week when a new episode was dropping. Oh my god, I love that show so much. And oh, I guess once again I related to a cartoon character more than I thought. Why did Nickelodeon have such good like trans representation within their characters? Like we have Ginny obviously, but then there was also Danny Phantom and Timmy Turner, and you can't really tell me otherwise. And okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say, Butch Hartman, piece of shit, a fucking transphobic piece of shit. He writes amazingly good trans-coded characters, but is just transphobic. Oh my god. But still, just like the two shows that he had written were really good. Yeah, and then you throw in The Life of Teenage Robot, and oh my god, it's so good. Oh, and in case you're wondering other characters that I really enjoyed that were very trans-coded, I mentioned this in the last video, but also Bugs Bunny is very, very, very trans-coded, along with some other characters. I honestly am thinking about doing a little video essay of some characters, and actually one of them is going to be in this video. I don't know where it's going to land. It's either going to be before or after this meme. One of the two. Either way, you'll know whenever I state it. Me finally feeling comfortable in my body. Social dysphoria. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like my issue because it's just like I don't know a lot. Like I still have male mannerisms. Like I still have the mannerisms of a man, but I'm in a lot of like women's spaces, and there are a lot of things that I'm learning to not do. And I just sit there and go, oh, okay, well, It's taking a lot for me to like unlearn, but it's getting a lot easier and a lot better, and it takes some time. The more you know, and the more you end up being comfortable with yourself, and the more like you be comfortable with like your presence and your presentation, then it becomes a lot easier, and you don't get as much of that social dysphoria. But there is a little bit of awkwardness there that does come with not identifying or being a part of said group until you take the time to do so. So, just give yourself some time. Just binding when I went flat chest. No. No. Getting top surgery and buying breast forms for days I want a chest. Yeah, there we go. That's That's it right there. I mean, yeah, okay, that kind of makes more sense. You just, if that gives you better euphoria and works out for you, that makes more sense to me, because it's easier to just not wear the forms than it is to constantly bind. Because like I feel I don't know what binding's like. I honestly don't, but have heard and I've read that can really make it hard to like breathe, and at least that option is a way to like allow for you to still breathe without much issue. And breast forms are really not that hard to get a hold of. I mean, you can go to like specialty stores to sell breast forms. So for all of you out there who are looking for breast forms, just know that any kind of store that sells products for women who recently have had mastectomies or who have had breast cancer, that's where you can get them from. You can get breast forms from there as well. There are also some drag stores that you can go and get through as well. I would strongly recommend checking those out. Do not go to the forest to go and find stuff, because yeah, absolutely not. He's already got enough money anyways. When you accidentally skipped the tutorial for being a girl and now you're trying to figure it out on your own. It's difficult. I mean, like, there's some things that I kind of have because my mom was born with 2 boys, quote unquote, and she had to teach both of us how to like cook and clean and do our own laundry and do a lot of other things. There were a lot of things that she just lamented about. It's like, I can never like show her how to do things because I don't have a daughter. And I was just sitting there like, I mean, you could just show me? Huh? Yeah? Please? I would love to know how to do makeup or stuff like that. Please. And yet my mom never got it whenever she would straighten my hair when I was younger. Missed opportunities. Shout out to non-binary people, by the way. It's gotta be hard not only having to teach people what your pronouns are, but also how to use them in a sentence. Oh my god. Yeah, it's so frustrating. What are the chances of that meteor hitting this planet again? What are the chances? Have they gone up? Have they gone up? They went down? Fuck! Reminder for anyone who needs it, that you don't have to change your outward representation to change your gender. That's kind of the whole point. There's no wrong way to be a man, woman, and bi. Cis people don't have to conform to gender norms, and neither do you. No, actually, I've been kind of on this boat as well. Listen, all clothing is gender neutral if you're not a little about it. Put on the fucking dress. Put on the fucking suit. We put it all on. Wear whatever it is that you want to wear. Hell, I love watching people who just dress up gender non-conformingly, because it's just like, oh yeah, it's just so good. And honestly, a lot of you have some really good styles that I really enjoyed seeing. Like, I see how many of you in my Discord have like amazing fashion, and it's just, it's so good. I love it. After careful consideration of the first interview results, we regret to inform you that we will not be proceeding with your application. Nonetheless, we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. I might just perish. Yeah, I feel this. The job market right now is complete and total ass, and as a software engineer, it's near impossible to get a job. I've been trying for the past 2 years, and the best that I can do is I can get a retail position as a front-end manager. So yeah, the last job that I interviewed for was so frustrating. Like, the reasons that I was denied was because I didn't have experience with a certain application. Okay, fair. But also my 7 years of experience as an engineer didn't count, and I wasn't diverse enough. Hi, I didn't get here, and I just want to give a little bit of context to the whole me not being diverse enough for this job that I had applied for. I pressed on this question a little bit to kind of get them to say what they meant by that, and the answer that I got back on it was that I did not work with enough teams or with a diverse group of teams, which was kind of fucked up, knowing that I had worked for a smaller insurance company and also then worked for a international financial company for about almost a year. So yeah, 7 years of experience just didn't count, even though I worked on a lot of projects, and I also worked with a lot of teams from across the globe. And also I have a master's degree in computer engineering with an emphasis in computational intelligence and machine learning and artificial intelligence. And even though that I have worked with various other university groups and also contractors with the US military, that was not experience that also counted towards anything that I was remotely even apparently applying for. But what do I know? Their words exact. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I've been making videos more consistently as of late. I'm gonna put this mask on. Oh, are you gonna look for stray fairies? No. I just want to sit here a while. Yeah, that's a mood. Just sit there and kind of just like, for once, be perceived as a gender that you want to be and kind of just get the feeling of how it feels. You don't always need a reason why. Just be yourself. And if it takes time to get to that point, I know it took me time, but you'll get there. And one day you won't just be sitting there for a while. You'll be out and about as well. Estrogen to boobies, estrogen to thighs. Give me those. Oh my god. Can I keep that snort in? Probably. I wasn't knowing what that sound was. And you should even turn around. I miss me. Yeah, no, everywhere. I need it to go straight to my boobs and I need it to go straight to my thighs. Although I will say the exercises that I've been doing have really been helping out with my thighs. So more titties, please. But some thighs would be nice as well. So are you a guy or girl or how about you kiss me and tell me if you feel gay or straight? I love this audio. I love this TikTok audio. This was such a good audio, especially for when it came to like gender non-conforming people. And honestly, this is like the correct response. Like, I don't care. I am all here for f***ing with people and like just giving like confusion about one's gender. Heck yeah. Absolutely amazing and fantastic. Yeah. Hey, you're not sure? Well, how about we make out and we can find out how you feel? Do you feel gay or do you feel straight? So I've been meaning to record that audio in my own voice. I wonder how that came out. You know what? How about you let me know, okay? This is what you look like when you say you're boy moding. Teddy girl shocking the older generations, 1940s. Yeah, okay. I now see what my wife was saying. She basically just told me that like I can't boy mode anymore. But also those fits look amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Son, what are these boob pills for? None of your business. Those are for none of your business, and you don't need to worry about it. Listen. We don't have to tell you everything. That's it. You know? Yeah. None of your business. But also, like, can you not read the label? Can you not read the label? They're my antibiotics. That's what they are. Yeah. My antibiotics. Yep. That's exactly what they do. So, and no further questions, please.
But bi means two.
Yeah, and he's called Ben 10. But we all know that motherfucker has billion aliens in that watch. I've had people come into my chat before and be like,
No, but bi means two, so therefore bisexuals only would mean that there are only two genders. Nah, it can't be any of the other ones.
I'm like, if someone is bilingual, does that mean that there are only two languages? Does it? And the number of times that they immediately go, I go, yeah, there are more than two languages, and therefore someone being bilingual doesn't mean that just exists two languages. That person knows two languages. Bisexual means that they're attracted to their gender and any other. It doesn't mean theirs and the opposite. I know that's been a lot of a strife and struggle with being bisexual and people trying to like delegitimize people, like trying to say that bisexuals are transphobic. Shut up. They're not. They're not at all. A lot of I do not know of a single bisexual person who is transphobic. A lot of them are just like, thumbs up, chill. And that's not to say that there aren't transphobic bisexuals out there. That is for that person to unpack and for that person to deal with, not for you. That is not your issue.
What are you in for?
I was mean to trans people. Get the f away from me. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. Make them know that they are not welcome, regardless of where they go. We cannot let them in. We cannot let anybody in who is also kind of like going to be like trying to spread any kind of hate. Like if you're coming into like my space trying to like put down, you know, people of color or put down like sex workers or put down any kind of like other like marginalized group, absolutely the f not. Get out of here. You have no space here. You don't, and you never will. And I swear to God, if I find out that you are saying shit, get out. Ugh. Oh, I got eyes everywhere. Just because I'm a trans woman doesn't mean I love Celeste. I mean, I do love Celeste, not because I'm a trans woman. I mean, Celeste is a good game. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy Celeste. It was a good game. I had a lot of fun, but I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite games. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite games. I like the game. I see why a lot of people really enjoy it and that they love it, but my granny hands can't keep up. So yeah, good game. Good game. Don't get me wrong. Good game. I really do appreciate it, but not my favorite. Oh boy, am I gonna get in trouble for that one? Please don't come revoke my card. I swear I love other games too. Hey, all transfems, remember to safely unmount your rooster. Click the icon in the system tray, select your rooster from the list of devices before going into bottom surgery, or you may cause problems with running programs and corrupted files. Hashtag trans advice. Oh, I didn't know that. Wait, do I have to do that specifically before bottom surgery, or could I do that any point in time in my life? Because like if I could do that at any point in time in my life, that would be extremely helpful. That would be so useful and so helpful. Wait, but then for Transmasc, does that mean that they have to then make sure that they safely do mount? Because, or like have the software pre-installed? Questions to be answered that I'm not sure currently exist. Pussy from a guy who was the weird girl growing up. Dick from a girl who was the quiet boy growing up. Dick from a guy who was the weird girl growing up. Pussy from a girl who was the quiet boy growing up long ago, before nations lived in harmony. Yeah, and then the cis nation attacked. It was so devastating. They keep trying to disrupt the balance, but me, Transmasc, feminine clothes, my curated masculine wardrobe. You know, I will forever stand that trans femboys, totally okay. Also, like, who cares what you end up wearing? It's totally okay to just wear whatever it is that you want to wear and to, like, just call it good. Like, whatever you feel most comfortable in or works best for you, then that's what works best for you. It doesn't matter if you're Transmasc, transfem, or non-binary. If you feel like, you know, wearing more feminine or more masculine clothes work for you, then that's what works for you. And that's all that really honestly matters. That's all that should honestly matter. So wear what you want to wear. Hey there, how are you liking those memes? Have they been pretty good? Yeah? Awesome. They were all funded by my lovely patrons and also by my Twitch subscribers. Honestly, I couldn't really run this cafe with all of these memes without them. Sometimes people also make art, and it's really sweet when they tag me and share in the Discord. All the attendants here are extremely talented and also very sweet. So, okay, now that I've distracted you for just long enough, I've got some more memes for you, and I hope you enjoy comics. Morning, Mabel. Morning, bro. Ew, you stink! When was the last time you washed your binder? When was the last time you washed your bra? Touche. Oh my god, I feel this 100%. The only thing I have to say is please bind responsibly. If I understand you might only have one binder, but please bind responsibly. And, you know, every once in a while, you know, touche. I feel that. I am constantly wearing bras for I don't know how long. And yeah. Also, I love Trans Dipper. That's absolutely amazing. Doom, is gender affirming care free in Latveria? Yes. Yeah, I see Doom having gender affirming care in Latveria. I mean, like, come on. The guy's main mission is to definitely, like, save humanity and save the world and everything with, okay, admittedly with an iron fist, but also to kind of, like, just show up Reed Richards. Like, are you kidding me? Like, Reed would talk about it and kind of, like, you know, fumble around with getting it actually done. And then Doom would just be like, all right, here you go. It's done. Yep, there you go. All just to spite Reed. All just to spite Reed. I could see him doing it. Yeah. To think I'd have to invent actual time travel to convince you. You're gonna convince me of nothing. There were no signs. My past self is right there. Let me show you. Hey, are you a girl?
I fucking wish.
No signs, my ass. Yeah, it's kind of amazing just like how they constantly say that there were no signs, but really it's not. Like the human mind is very bad at remembering things, and when something doesn't really affect you, you kind of just don't pay attention to it, nor do you really care about what's going on. But those of us who actually like experience all of those feelings and finally take time to like sort them out and work through them and kind of figure out like what it is that we're experiencing, we finally figure out, so that's what that was. Oh shit, I got a lot of thinking to do now, don't I? But yeah, like, because like I had this, there was a lot of like, well, there weren't any signs of you being a girl. And I was just like, well, yes, but no, there weren't any signs to you because I kept a lot of that internally. And a lot of the signs that were external, either I was made fun of for being too sensitive, being too girly, or you all just wrote it off as me just being a very feminine guy. And you never like actually let me express myself to be a woman. So yeah, the signs were always there. They were always present and they will always be present. And regardless if you were able to see them or not, it doesn't really honestly matter. The person who is coming out, they know what they're going through and they know what they've experienced. And that's what matters. Me, when someone finds my hidden supply of trans stuff, I'm not out yet.
What you got there? A smoothie?
All of that. Just smoothies. Yep. I don't ask questions. It's just a smoothie. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about the mounds of HRT and other things behind me. It's none of your business. Shh. We don't need to talk about this, okay? Oblivious 12-year-old me.
I choose the girl characters because I think they're cool.
I also choose the girl characters because I hate how bulky the men look, and I prefer having a more slender character who I feel like I just like identify with more, and you know, maybe I want to present as them a little bit more, and also, oh, fuck. It's the hitboxes, right? It's the hitboxes. The tinier hitboxes. That's it, right? Yeah, that's gotta be it. Yeah. It would be so freeing just to go out looking like this, to be seen and known like this. But I guess I only feel safe keeping it all behind closed doors.
Oh my god, yes! You have to show me once they show up in the mail!
Heck, lol, I've honestly never owned a dress.
You're already way more powerful than me, what the fuck?
Why is that? I'm not a boy at all, am I? Alright then.
Ah, you look so cute in that! What the fuck? Seriously! You're pulling that off so good!
That's just how it is. Like, there's a point when you're far enough into your transition, and this doesn't have to include HRT as well, but when you're far enough in, you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't recognize the person who you thought you were. You see somebody new and you immediately recognize that person as yourself, not the person that you once were. And you start to see yourself more as the gender that you want to present as and that you want to, that you are. And it's beautiful. It's amazing and it's a great feeling. And once you get to that point privately, it becomes a lot easier to go out publicly and to just be yourself. Like I will push for you all to put on the dress or put on the suit, depending on whatever it is that you're struggling with trying to figure out. But once you get used to being able to wear that outfit, it becomes a lot easier, and you start going out in public looking like that, and others start recognizing you for the gender that you are. It's scary, yes, but you'll get there. And when you do get there, it will feel so amazing, and you'll be so grateful that you finally took that step forward. I promise. Crow itch. Boop. Guys, look. I turned myself into a crow. What was she before again? Human. What a glow up. I kind of feel like this is just kind of relatable to the trans experience as a whole. Just being like, who were they before? Yeah, somebody. God, what a glow up. Like pre-HRT, post-HRT, just being able to be like, oh yeah, hey, look at this person finally being able to be themselves and be happy and like, you know, existing. And others just be like, oh, whoa, look at them. So we all get our glow ups. We honestly really do. So give it time and you'll get there as well. Dracula's castle. Finally, after all these years, I shall have my revenge, Dracula. Dracula? I haven't heard that name in decades. I actually go by Carmilla now. Dies and lesbian. Oh my god. I wonder how many people would not even remotely recognize who I am if I went back to my high school reunion. But at the same time, like, damn, what a fucking glow up. Just, I think that goes to show, like, I don't know. I also feel this as well. Like, anytime I hear my dead name, I just go, who? I haven't heard that name in a long time. Oh, well, of course I know her. She's me. So, yeah, I don't know. But also, it's kind of funny causing gay panic. It was very entertaining. It's always very entertaining when I meet people out IRL. What, you thought my voice was the only thing that was good about me? No, I am cute. I'm not hot, I'm just cute. Behold, the fake trans ally. What? I'm an ally? I personally know trans people, and they're always welcome in my home. Do you always invite people who voted against your trans friend's existence? I exclude no one. So, yes. Your answer is yes. Have your trans friends told you that makes them feel unsafe and unwelcome?
Well, if they can't handle others' political opinions, then my trans friends are choosing to exclude themselves.
So again, yes. Your answer is yes. So, you're creating an unwelcome environment, invite trans people anyways, then blame them for not wanting to be there?
If that's how you want to phrase fake trans ally, everyone.
Yeah, again, you cannot both sides this. I'm sorry, but if one side is wanting to exist and just be themselves and go on with their daily lives, not really hurting others, and the other side is wanting to harm the first one, that is not equivalent. To even remotely entertain the idea or to allow for those ideas to be around is just making it an unsafe space and an unwelcoming space for said group. It's as the saying goes. If there's a table of people sitting around it and one of them is a Nazi, that's a table of Nazis right there. If you allow hate into your space and you allow hate in and to exist in your space, then your space is a hateful space. You cannot let those who seek to divide, those who seek to cause harm, other members of the groups, just because they do not agree or they do not think that those people should exist. That is a problem and they need to be rooted out. You cannot have those people. So I'm reminded of my aunt who's just like,
Well, I'm a trans-friendly ally. I love trans people.
and yet she always like moves the goalposts on what it means to be a woman. And it's just like, do you like trans people, or are you only saying that so people don't get mad at you because you don't want to have to deal with the consequences of your own actions and of your own hatred and bigotry? Because I have a feeling it's the second one.
Am I really trans? I haven't done anything, and I haven't even started HRT. How can I even call myself a trans person?
Some people say a trans person who doesn't have HRT is like an angel without wings. But some angels don't have wings. They have wheels with many eyes instead. Yet they are still an angel. You are still a trans person, with or without HRT. Is that right? Oh, Phantom? What did they say? I don't know, actually. No, it's all right. No, it's all right. You do not have to have HRT to be trans. You don't have to have any surgeries to be trans. You don't have to do anything to be trans. If you say that you're trans, you are trans. As this comic pretty much just states, just because an angel doesn't have wings doesn't mean that they're not an angel. There are various forms of transitioning. You could socially transition. You could just transition by wearing different clothing. You can transition by trying out different names, different pronouns. There are many steps and many ways to transition, and not all of them define you being trans. If you start to identify as someone's gender who does not currently align with the gender that you were born with, that's fine. The trans is an umbrella term. It spreads wide, spreads far, and includes a lot of people and includes a lot of groups. Just know that you do not have to start HRT. You do not have to have any surgeries, and you do not have to do much or anything really to be trans. I will constantly beat that dead horse until you will understand it. I recently started taking progesterone. Progesterone is a hormone that can be part of feminizing HRT. It can help breast filament, mood, and it can boost libido. Oh no, what have I drawn? I've become so vulgar. Girl plus girl equals yes.
Huggies.
Gaming in lap, so cute. Holding hands. Oh, so scandalous. No, but when the progesterone hits, oh my god. Oh my god, when it hits, it hits. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Fern, you're so real. I mean, maybe not so PG, but god, you're so real. She's getting so much hate just because people think she's trans. Shocker. I mean, she's a biological woman. She belongs in women's spaces. She shouldn't be getting hate. What if she was trans? What? If she actually was trans, would you still stick up for her? Yep. This is what I mean when people need to be very careful with their words and with what they're saying, because I don't think they understand the weight that their words have. Because when you phrase things like, well, but she's not trans, you start using speech that is othering other people, which then allows for division to be made. And that's kind of the issue. I remember seeing a TikTok of an athlete who said that if anybody came after her and saying that she was trans or was a man, that she would just ignore it and she would just move on. Because whenever she starts to defend her womanhood and that she is a woman and that she isn't trans, all she's doing is throwing the trans community underneath the bus. She has stated how when she competes with other athletes, regardless of being cis or trans, she's competing against other women. And she admitted, she's like, yes, I do have trans teammates and all this stuff, but they work just as hard as the rest of us do. And none of them are ever out competing the rest of us. No one gave a shit about women's sports outside of all of this culture war shit to further divide people. No one gave a shit about trans women being in women's sports until it became a cultural war problem. No one gave a shit about women's sports and how it has less funding and how there's less attention drawn to it, but how women struggle with the pink tax and how women get paid less, or the fact that they're not given leave whenever they are giving birth or are given any kind of leave after birth. There's no kind of like conversation about actual women's struggles outside of trans women invading taking, quote unquote, their space. Again, targeting trans women targets every woman out there. That's it.
God, sorry, you have to stop doing this. Your door was unlocked.
Oh, what's wrong? Did something happen? If you dated another girl, how would your parents react? I did in high school. They were surprised by it at first, but they were supportive. Why do you ask? Dating Malcolm means I'm a lot more self than before, and my parents seemed a lot more excited for me to be dating him than when I had a girlfriend. It hurts, you know, to have to think about it like that. If I dated Mint, it feels like my world here would be fine, but my world back at home would fall apart. I'm sorry, Sarai. There's never an easy answer for that. You wouldn't be alone, though. You said it yourself. Your life here would stay the same. You already have many people in your life who would love you no matter what. Don't ever forget that. Okay. The reason why I've included this comic, I know it's not explicitly trans, and that honestly is not the intention that I really care for to be a part of this. What I mostly care for is the thing that I want you to know, which is if you have people who are already around you who will accept you for who you are regardless of coming out, then that's all that honestly matters. Found family is far more important than your blood family. The people who you accept to be part of your family are way more important than those who claim to be your family. It's scary, I know, and it's going to be extremely difficult, but you need to know that things will be okay and that you're going to be okay. If you know for a fact that coming out to your friends and to those who are around you is going to be safe and a-okay, but back home it's not going to be, then you're safe. You have people around you who are willing to help and support you as much as they can and willing to be there for you regardless of what's going on. So I just want you to know that it's going to be okay, and you will get through this, and you will be okay. It's scary, it's hard, and it's difficult, but you're going to get through this. You have people, and you will always have people by your side. Just allow for them to help and allow yourself some space as well, and you'll get through it. And I know some of you might be crying some tears right now, and that's okay. Let it all out. And if you don't cry tears now, but you cry tears whenever you're going through this very same thing of a comic, it's okay to let them out. It's okay to cry, and it's okay to feel sad. Your feelings matter, and they are important, and they are valid. You're doing great, and you're doing amazing. You got your mother in a whirl. She's not sure if you're a boy or a girl. Hey babe, your hair's all right. Hey babe, let's go out tonight. You like me, and I like it all. We like dancing, and we look divine. You love bands when they're playing hard. You want more, and you want it fast. They put you down. They say I'm wrong. You tacky thing, you put them on. Rebel, rebel, you've torn your dress. Rebel, rebel, your face is a mess. Rebel, rebel, how could they know? Hot tramp, I love you so. All right, well, I did 2 versions of that. I'm not really sure which one I'm going to be uploading, but in case you're wondering, I sang one of them, and then in the other one I just read. If you really want to know what the song is, it's Rebel Rebel by David Bowie. In case if you don't know who this character is, this is Black Canary. She's within the DC universe. This artist specifically made a trans version of her, which was inspired by the Bombshell universe of Black Canary, who is canonically trans. And I think that's absolutely amazing. Okay, this kind of like makes me very much look inward, because before I came out, one of the 2 Bombshell statues that I really wanted whenever they were coming out was, 1, I wanted Poison Ivy. 2, I really was wanting Black Canary. This statue was absolutely gorgeous and amazing, and I really resonated with how she looked and how she appeared, everything. And now that I look back, and I have her, actually, I do have the cover that she's on, and very happy that I have that. But there is a panel where she talks about her actually not killing her boyfriend, Oliver Queen. And she talks about how when she was growing up, she was given a nursery rhyme that her mother would tell her all the time, which was specifically told to boys. And she'd have to fight her mother on finding her voice. After she convinced her mother of her voice and proved to her mother who she was, her mom finally bought her first set of fishnets and taught her some other things, which I think is extremely interesting and really leans into the fact that we have representation in comics, especially some really well-known characters. There are a lot of trans characters out there, whether it be in comics, in games, or in cartoons. There are a lot of us out there. And a lot of us are also forefront and center for a lot of things too, which I think is absolutely amazing. And we've been around. Like these characters, some of these characters have existed for the longest time. It goes all the way back to when, you know, a lot of these forms of media first started. I mean, if you want to look at cartoons, Bugs Bunny has been consistently pushing gender boundaries, being both a boy and a girl in his appearances. And even the creator Chuck Jones came out and said Bugs is trans. He ascends all forms of gender and is based off of the Norse god of trickery. We've been around. Oh, and in case if you don't know, Loki's gender fluid, like 100%. That is well confirmed within Norse mythology. But yeah, if this character specifically is what really made me start thinking about the idea of doing a deeper dive into trans characters that exist within comics. Mostly because, like, for myself, I really loved reading comics growing up, and I loved reading comics throughout most of my college career, and I haven't really had any reason to read comics again. So it'd be a different format, just slightly. However, it's something that I would think would be a really good passion project and something that I could do. And even if it doesn't do well, as long as I'm enjoying it, I think that's all that really matters. And I would love to share with you all some characters throughout history who are canonically trans. Okay, slight warning on these. They do get a little more serious, but some of them have some good endings. I promise, stick with them until the end, and there's a positive end, mostly.
Hey, America, how's it going?
Florida teacher loses job for calling student by preferred name. It's the first known dismissal stemming from the conservative campaign to limit schools' recognition of transgender identities. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh God. I know a few people who are in Florida, and I really honestly feel your pain and struggle. And I know some people have been able to successfully get out, and I'm very happy that you have. But for those of you who aren't able to get out, unfortunately, there are definitely resources out there to help you at least get to a safer state. There are some out there. There are other states as well that have protections in for trans people as well. I know the state that I'm currently in, the state of Massachusetts, has a lot of their constitution with the transgender community written in. So case in point, insurance has to cover HRT. They have to. It's in the law. They cannot ignore it and they cannot deny it. So I know other states have that as well. I think California is one that I've heard of, Illinois, surprisingly New Mexico, and some other ones. So if I can find the short of the person who originally said that, I will be sure to add that in the description down below. Be sure to keep an eye out for that. And because I know that she has more information about it. But yeah, everything going on in this country sucks.
Hey, being trans is natural and lighter than no records even until recently.
Historians to all records of trans people in history. Yeah, and even if you like talk about, because like the most famous one that like people always point to is the German Institute of Sexual Health, and how a lot of that research was about not only just like reproductive like science and all that stuff, but also ties into with a lot of like science that was about gender affirming care and sexual orientations and other things that deal with trans people and the queer community. They just point to that and like try to make up like some other excuses to why all that information was burned. Like, oh, what's the most recent one that I heard? That it was because it was in Hebrew. Like, and that just adds another layer of bigotry to it. But like that doesn't minimize the fact that a lot of the stuff that was burned was still about trans and queer research. Like, we were set so far back on that, and it's caused a lot of issues on like our acceptance. Like, we've always been around, and we have been like the ones to push forward on a lot of things, whether it be gender affirming care and pushing stuff like women's rights and mental health acceptance and queer rights. And we've always been there. Like, in all honesty, a lot of rights that we experience nowadays as trans and queer people come from Marsha P. Johnson. Like, a lot of the rights that we have now and a lot of the safe spaces that we have wouldn't exist, because like a lot of the past laws were designed to specifically target drag and trans people. The movement started by the trans community, and if it wasn't for the trans community, we wouldn't have these rights, and we wouldn't have the freedoms that we have now, and we wouldn't be able to express ourselves the way that we do. People who push for, like, a lot of the trans community push further and further with fashion and with styles and with various other forms of like expression, which then allow for other people to finally feel comfortable. Like, it's not uncommon. We are always around, and we always set, we are the ones who move things forward. Queer community, people of color. If it wasn't for all of us working together and constantly keeping each other's backs safe, we wouldn't be this far. And right now, a lot of that is being threatened, and a lot of that is being challenged by people who feel like allowing for others to be equivalent to them is them losing power. And we got a lot of fighting ahead of us, but we'll get through it. We'll work this out. And there's a lot of things going on that are helping to undermine and to push against everything that they're trying to do. So That's why I always say, look after your siblings, look after yourself, but know that you're not alone and you never will be, because we have others out there who are willing to help us, who are helping us, and who will continue helping us. And we got to be there for them as well, okay? We can't let them erase us no matter how hard they try. And they're trying. Oh, they're trying. They really honestly are trying. Problem is as they try to push us out, who do you think they go for next? LGBT American presenting their genitalia license and registration to be allowed into the restroom. 2025, colorized. There you go. Off. Oh my God, I hate all this legislation that's going around. I want to call to attention at least one of them, especially that West Virginia law that first was worded in a way that it allowed for anybody without consent of the parents to check the genitals of any kid that was accused of being trans for playing girl sports, that then got rewritten to be any medical professional could inspect said genitals without the consent of the parents. To, I think it's now being scrapped because, again, it goes to show that all of these people are just being invasive and they're just spreading bigotry for a percent of the population who doesn't really do much. Like, there are trans kids out there who play sports. Trans women in sports aren't really any better than cis women, and this constant posturing and performance of trying to make it seem that trans women are more superior. This is a load of bullshit. Especially with that fencer more recently, she literally fucking outdid her male competition a week before she took a knee, which really throws into the face of her entire argument of not wanting to fight men. Even if you say trans women are men, which trans women are women, just want to cover my bases there, but it throws it in the face of your argument of well, I don't want to fight men. Well, one, you're not fighting men, you're fighting women. And even if you were to use your argument, you still beat 4 of the 7 that you had gone up against the week prior. So you're just being a bigot. You're just being transphobic. I'm glad you're being mocked. That's all I got to say. Get out of here. Yeah. All these bills do, and all they will ever do, is they will just hurt every single woman out there. Just because everyone will start questioning, and all that hate will be fueled into just causing as much pain and misery as possible without really ever acknowledging the fact that all this stuff is just rooted in hatred and in bigotry. And no one will care because they'll think that they are one of the good ones, and it's dumb. It doesn't help. It just allows for people to be harassing women for no reason. Me struggling with gender dysphoria and more. The UK government. Have you tried not being trans? Oh my God. Oh, fuck that UK ruling. It's just so dumb. I'm not British myself. And actually one of my mods brought it to my attention that there is a petition going around to have stuff overturn that. So link down to the petition down below. If it's still up, I don't know if it is. I'll have to double check to see whenever I'm posting this video, but it's so fucking dumb. All this does is it allows for more hate and for more bigotry to just be spread and more misinformation. The judge was just well, no one should be celebrating this definition that's being said anyways, and every single fucking turf is out there celebrating this little victory of theirs. In all honesty, all this law is going to do is just again put men into the bathroom. You're literally putting trans men into the bathroom. By defining it by the birth sex, you're going to be putting men into the bathroom, and you're not even going to fucking realize that until it's happening right in front of your fucking face, idiot. That moment when your tits get so big you can't hide them, and men start giving you stares and creepy comments. Oh, yeah, I fucking hate that. Listen, I just want to exist. I just want to be a girl, and I don't want to hear your compliments. It's so disgusting. It's so gross. I hate Euphoria sometimes. Just because you haven't got it all figured out doesn't mean you never will. Someday, you may even look back and realize how stupid you were for not understanding everything sooner. If only it were that easy. Yeah, if only it were that easy. I mean, we all kind of just want to look back and just be well, yeah, had I known. But at the same time, taking the time to figure ourselves out and to get all the parts in the right places and finally just having everything click together, that honestly really helps out a lot. And I know for a lot of people, it feels like you're suffering for nothing. And even when you get past all of it, it still kind of feels that way. But I want you to know that when you come out the other end, you'll have a stronger feeling. You'll have a stronger understanding of who you are and the way that you identify and just how everything is. So it's going to be okay. You're going to get through all of this, and you're going to make it out the other end having a stronger understanding of who you are, the person that you are, and the reasons why you're that person. Give yourself some space, give yourself some time, and you're going to figure it out, right? Heck, I'm still learning things as I go, and I'm still trying to figure out who I am here and there. But I know myself more now than I did last week or even yesterday. So just give yourself time. You'll get there. Just tap your card to complete your transaction.
Trans?
Yeah, I think this just goes to show like how ridiculous a lot of this transphobia is just gotten, because like there's a lot of words out there that have trans, like you have transatlantic, you have transcontinental, you have transportation. Like it's so annoying, and really just goes to show like how much they just like aren't really aware of their surroundings. Like, oh my god, it's so dumb. Maybe that's how we get them to like finally just like disappear. The fact that they can't complete any transaction means that they can't buy any food, which means well, I guess you'll have to starve now, won't you? Oh, that's a shame. Petting your dog and calling him a good boy. Getting jealous because no one's calling you a good boy. Okay, I think the one that some of you are waiting for. Petting your dog and calling her a good girl. Getting jealous because no one's calling you a good girl.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, actually, I was sitting in Alice's stream not long ago, and she had mentioned like how much she enjoys people calling her girly pop, and I was like, oh my god, yes, that's so really good. And then the next day, whenever I'm streaming, somebody goes, hey, girly pop. I'm just like, yeah, but I don't know. Like, it's just the euphoria of being gendered correctly and like getting a slightest bit of praise just feels really good, especially when you get it from like people who you like really trust and that you have like some really good rapport with. So yeah, that hit of euphoria is just too good. Girls at sleepovers,
Let's summon a demon. Oh my god, this is gonna be so fun.
boys at sleepovers, who keeps summoning them? Non-binary people at sleepovers.
I love this one too much. It's so good.
Yeah, wait, who? I'm sorry, I
I may have summoned one of you,
specifically just to
would you marry me?
POV me meeting my wife, except instead of just holding guns and is that a cat in a military outfit? Yeah.
I had 2 cats, all very healthy and looking very cozy, and I may have had a sword with a inscription written on it.
So yeah.
Yeah, please. Ugh, so sorry, but I do have to close the shop at some point.
I do appreciate you for sticking around this entire time, and I hope that you enjoyed this time. If you really liked it, you should really come catch me while I'm live over on Twitch.
Cats, dogs, all of us.
I'm in your walls.
I'm in your walls. Did you know that? I just want to let you know that the insulation in here is really crunchy and it's kind of tasty. So you might need more. I can't guarantee that it will not stay there for long. I can't make promises, okay?
Oh, speaking of which, I'm actually going to be live from PAX East next week, May 10th. That is the date. But if you're in the area and you want to come say hi, feel free to say hi to me while I'm at PAX. I will be there all 4 days. So, but with that, have a good one, everyone, and I will see you next time. Oh, okay, so I don't really have any kind of like affirmation. Oh, this month has been extremely busy, but I want you all to know that I'm super proud of you all. You all have done an amazing job and have done amazing work, especially with the past 2 charity events that I've done within like 3 weeks of each other. And I've got another one coming up on the 10th that I'm not expecting much at all, but we are raising more money for Trans Lifeline. And if you don't know who Trans Lifeline are, they are a wonderful organization for the US and Canada. They provide a hotline service that allows for trans people to speak with other trans people when they are going through situations, and they don't have to worry about emergency services being called on them without their consent. So gonna be raising more money for them on the 10th, but you all have done enough as it is already, and I'm very grateful for you all. So getting the word out now. I know it's probably a way too short notice for a lot of you, and that's fine. There will be more events in the future for sure. I know Trans Lifeline runs a lot of charity events throughout the year, and the stream team that I'm a part of is also running charity events on a yearly basis at least. So I will keep you all posted, and I just want to say thank you so much for being such an amazing community and so wonderful. You all have been so generous and kind, not just to me, but to others within the community as well. All right, I will see you next time, and have a lovely week.
Bye-bye.